Hi, hello. Today's video is going through one of the hardest books I've ever had to narrate. It was difficult for a few reasons, which I will get into further into the video, but yeah, so bear with me as we struggle on through. We got to the end eventually. I would like to preface by saying I really enjoyed this story. I loved the character arc, was brilliant for the main character, and it felt like what the author was trying to do was really unique, and it was just, I won't say a fun story, but it was a fun read. So yeah, I'm gonna walk you through it. Okay, attempt number 2. I just recorded all of this. Well, I didn't. I did all of this and didn't press record. So, yay. But basically, the plan today is, there's someone over there, I'm gonna have to stop. I can't do this outside. But yeah, so the plan today is to walk the dude. You having a good walk? We're gonna walk the dude. I was meant to be going to the gym, but I think I'm gonna have to skip it today. I don't think I have time, which I don't recommend. If you have the gym planned, make sure you go to the gym. It usually does make me feel a lot better, but I do have my muggle job later on this evening, so I don't have my evening to do any work, and I have a lot of editing to do. But yeah, so we're getting the dude walked because that's the most important thing, is to make sure he gets walked. And yeah, and then as I say, I'm meant to be doing upper body A. I use the Evolve You app, which is Chrissy Cella's app, which is brilliant. It starts off, which program am I doing? Redefine. I should have been on week 9 last week, but we went away. It was half term, so we went to Anglesey for the week. But yeah, so I've just reset it to week 8 for this week, so it's not as bad to skip. I don't know, in my head it's not as bad to skip it. But I was meant to do it yesterday, but I was at my muggle job yesterday, so I just didn't have time to do that, to go to work, do the workout, and then pick up the kids. And they do frown on it if you don't pick up your children, so I did have to do that. So yeah, I think we're just going to skip upper body A this week, and I will begin this week's workouts with lower body A tomorrow. Go on then. So one of the first problems that I encountered before the project even got started is that a few days before we had a Windows update. I use a Windows operating system, and my Focusrite interface stopped working. And I just could not get it going again. It didn't want to know. All of the forums said, yeah, this happens with Windows. They aren't eating grass, great. And yeah, basically, long story short, I ended up having to get a new interface, which is when I got my Behringer. So I could record. Fantastic. Hi, hello. So now we're back. The dude has been walked. He's now asleep under the desk. I have my coffee, I'm in my comfies. Now I'm going to get some editing done. I am on chapter 14 of 36. It's the longest book I think I've ever worked on that I have fully produced myself. So that's like prep, record, edit, master. Yeah. Yeah, I'm feeling it. I am feeling it. I don't know why I had a lot of technical difficulties with this audiobook. We had problem cables, so I've had to swap out cables halfway through, which is not ideal, because things like that can change the sound quality. And you can probably hear it when you're listening. Like, nothing's going to be more off-putting than suddenly the quality of the audio changing from one chapter to the next, and this was like smack bang in the middle of the book. So I do have some issues that I need to clear up, but I am hoping to get this book edited, I want to say by the end of the week. I don't think that's going to happen, but I am going to do my best. So we're on 14 of 36. I just need to keep going, basically. And yeah, ideally, I mean, realistically, I think it's probably going to take me 2 weeks to edit the rest of this book, but ideally, I'd do it in a week, maybe a week and a half, if it all goes well. And then I just have pickups to do. And then we can get it sent off to the author for them to listen to and sign off. If they have any issues, that's when I can then change them. But yes, hopefully, no, what am I saying hopefully for? I will get it done. I have to. But yeah, so let's get some work done. Now, I don't know if I mention it in the footage that I got while I was editing, but this was a self-produced title. So I am doing all the prepping, which we tend to do anyway, all the recording, all the editing, all the mastering, all myself, and it does usually take a little bit longer, but not this long. One of the other issues I encountered was another technical issue. Halfway through, my cable goes, and yeah, I explained that, but we don't need to go over it again. Hello. Oh my goodness. Hi, hello. So update. It is 2 days later, I think. When was I last? I don't know, this vlog thing's hard. So it's 2 days later. All I've done is edit so far. Which is pretty boring. I can't just keep showing you that, so I didn't really record any of it. But we're making good progress on the audiobook. I did go to the gym today, as you can probably tell, after my muggle job. I had my muggle job this morning and my back was just killing me, because I'm either sat down at home all day, or if I'm at my muggle job, then I am stood up all day on my feet, and neither are great in excess. So yeah, I had to go to the gym. I feel better now. I'm stretching out. I did week 8 upper body B of the Redefine program on the Evolve You app, which I think I mentioned it before. But yeah, I like that one. Only, I'm not gonna lie, I was not in the mood to do sprints, so I just went on the step machine for 5 minutes at the end. But yeah, we're making good progress. I'm feeling much better now. I'm just gonna eat my lunch. I've just got like a tuna salad with cottage cheese and stuff. Drink my coffee, and then we're gonna crack on with some more editing, because what is life if not editing? But yeah. Another problem was that a few weeks in, I got very ill. and ended up losing my voice for 2 weeks. Again, fantastic. I did the school run, walked the dude, edited, went to pick up the girls, did the food shop, came home, had dinner. Thank you to my lovely husband for making dinner after a full day's work. And then, did the lesson and then edited some more. So it was a full day. So I'm feeling it today. So we're just taking it easy and doing some editing. So another issue I had, tied up. Another issue I had was that, how do I put this in a way that isn't going to get misconstrued? The way that the book was written was not how I personally would naturally speak. And this isn't necessarily like a writing problem. This is maybe, in hindsight, maybe I wasn't the best narrator for this title. Sometimes it felt quite stilted, but that could have been because it's a fantasy world. That is how some of the characters spoke, which is great. That's fine. That's what we like. But I found it very difficult to narrate itself. It did take a lot longer than I was initially anticipating. So I will give a timeline on how long I think something is going to take to record, so that the author knows when they're going to receive their completed audiobook. And we went so far beyond the deadline. It was unreal. Luckily, the author was lovely. This was a wonderful collaboration. And they were very understanding. But yeah, on top of all the other issues, I just didn't need my narration ratio to be one of the things holding me up. So that was quite frustrating, actually, that one. But yeah, it happens. So I think, fingers crossed, I should finish editing today. I think the overall theme of doing this audiobook has definitely been work smarter, not harder. I have basically stopped going to the gym to get this audiobook done. I have not been sleeping properly, and none of that is good. So we've definitely learned some lessons, but I'll talk about that more later. Yes, this should be the last day of editing, and then it's just pickups, and then it should be out the door by the end of the week in the author's hands or ears. And I'm so happy. So last night I finally finished editing the audiobook. I didn't get to bed until 4 a.m. because I had another job that I needed to do. So I did all that, and today I'm meant to be starting the pickups, but I don't think I'm gonna get them done. I've had a hair appointment today, so I managed to get that done, but my husband stopped me because I said I don't think I'm gonna get anything done today. And then he pointed out that I've got a hair appointment. I've walked the dog, I've got a hair appointment, I have to pick up the girls, or I pick up Phoebe, then I pick up Artie later on because she's got a storytime club that she goes to on a Thursday. And then I take Phoebe to gymnastics. Then I've got the dinner and bedtime with the girls. Then I've got a fantasy writing class that I'm currently doing for an hour and a half to 2 hours. Then it's 9 o'clock, and so it's not that I'm not going to get anything done. That's what I kept saying to myself this morning. I'm not going to get anything done. I'm not going to get anything done.
I am getting things done. They're just not work. And I need to stop saying to myself, I'm not going to get anything done today, and being down on myself and being hard on myself, because there's a lot of other stuff that I'm doing. And I feel like it's probably something a lot of parents say to themselves, like, oh, you know, I'm not getting enough done, I'm not doing enough in this one teeny tiny area of their life, when in actual fact there's a whole slew of things you're getting done. It's just not in that one thing. So yeah, basically this was just my reminder to you to be kind to yourself, and I shall endeavour to do the same.
So close to the end. So now we just have pickups to do, which I am going to start this evening. Excuse the appearance after going to bed at 4 a.m. last night, or not last night, but the previous night. I was up at 4:30 this morning to go to my muggle job, so I am feeling it. And once again, do not recommend. This is just what happens when it all goes wrong. This is not the norm in any way, and I plan to never do this again. But yes, I've got my hot drink. I've got my cold drink, and I am ready to go. Hopefully, I'm usually pretty good for pickups. When I did the distance between us, I didn't get any pickups back for that one, which was great. But yeah, so hopefully this should go quickly, and then it's just a case of mastering and sending off. But it'll be a couple of days of pickups now, and then it'll be done. Overall, this was just one of those books that really tested my not even tested, just showed me how much I really enjoy narration. Everything that could have gone wrong, well, I'm sure there were other things that could have gone wrong, but lots of things went wrong, and at no point did I think to myself, I hate doing this, I don't want to do this anymore. I very much wanted the book to be completed, but I didn't want to stop. So I think that just goes to show, you know, like, if you find something that you truly enjoy doing, I mean, it is work, but it's not work, really, is it? It could have been a lot worse. If I hated doing it, I don't think I'd have gone through this book.
I do not think you can take nearly a month off the gym and just go back in and hit your normal weights. It's not good. I feel very nauseous. I'm very shaky. But yeah, these are steaming up. I think I just need to sit here for a minute and then head back home and do some more pickups. They're going through nicely. Not too bad, apart from I did start pronouncing one of the characters' names incorrectly about 3 instances in. So that's a bit annoying, but I think this is the last chapter with her in now, so hopefully that will be fine. And the rest should be, other than that, there's only like 1 or 2 pickups, which is amazing. I really needed to get back into the swing of things. My hips were killing me, thank you childbirth. So yeah, I just needed to come and work out. The weather is delightful as per usual, but yeah, I have high hopes that we will be starting the next project by the end of the week. Also, I am convinced Chrissy Chella says, 'Finish her' at the end of the workout. That's how I hear it anyway.
And that's it. It's all submitted. Yay. It's 1:33 a.m. right now, and I am tired. I did choose to. What is even happening? I did choose to stay up and get it all finished and sent off because we have gone over the deadline on this one, unfortunately. I did contact the author, and they were amazing about it. That is the one thing I find with audiobook narration. It's not just the authors, but like everyone involved is so understanding, and everyone appreciates that life happens. And I find that as long as you keep communication up and are transparent with everything, they're pretty understanding. You know, no one's going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe you were ill for 2 weeks and, you know, had no voice. Why have you not recorded? Everyone's super understanding, which did happen with this one at one point. But yes, so I wanted to get this sent off to the author as soon as possible. So I did stay up late to finish it off rather than make them wait an extra day. But yeah, I'm tired now. But anyway, I need to go to bed and get some sleep because I have ballet exams to go to tomorrow. Not for me, for my youngest, and a birthday party to attend. So it's going to be a big day. But yeah, so is life. Such is life. And this is all gone now. I think I'm going to take tomorrow off. And then on Sunday, I'm going to start prepping the next one. Rinse and repeat. Oh, it's a good job. I love doing it. So, what did I learn from this project? Firstly, be prepared for anything. Secondly, you need to give your body time to heal. If you suddenly get one hell of a cold, don't keep trying to persevere. You will lose your voice. Just give your body time to rest. Communication is everything. Always have spare cables on tap. Be that USB cables, XLR cables. Just keep a spare, you know? I was under a time constraint, but it wasn't as strict as if I'd have been working with a production house. But yeah, keep a spare cable. Communication. And more communication. Also, plan in extra time. Don't plan your timeline on ideal working conditions. Plan it for your worst working conditions and be pleasantly surprised when you get to hand something in 2 weeks early. And trust in the process. Trust in your own ability to get things done, to see things through, and your own, I don't even know, just persevere. Trust, like I said, trust in the process. You will get it done. You have to get it done. But you can get it done. You are capable, and trust yourself. The author picked you for a reason. They like your work. And you can do this. It might not seem like it at the time, but you can.